Let's get right into it. Number 10. The financial influencer trap. You've probably seen them. The guy sitting in a rented Lamborghini talking about escaping the matrix. Or that girl in Bali saying she makes 6 figures a month working 2 hours a day. They all have one thing in common. They're trying to sell you something. The new economy isn't about making money. It's about making you believe they have money long enough to buy their course. Here's how the trap works. They build an image of freedom, sunsets, laptops, gym selfies. Then they say, I'll show you how to make passive income. You click the link, sign up for the free webinar, and boom, you're in the funnel. They don't care about your financial freedom. You are their financial freedom. Most of these gurus make 90% of their money selling the idea of success, not practicing it. They'll flex screenshots of earnings but blur out where it actually came from. Spoiler, it's affiliate sales from other people buying the same course. They play on psychology, the fear of missing out, and the illusion of scarcity. Only 50 spots left, except those 50 spots have been available for 3 years straight. And when you join, you realize you're not in a business, you're in a pyramid of hope. The saddest part? They know exactly who they're targeting. Young, ambitious people trying to escape their 9-to-5. People like you who just want more options. They sell you freedom because they know you feel trapped. And it's all legal. Every pixel of manipulation, every fake testimonial, every high-pressure countdown timer, legal. Because technically, they provided value. Here's the truth. If someone's real income source is teaching people how to make money, not actually making it, they're not a mentor, they're a marketer. Financial freedom isn't in a course. It's in consistency, not charisma. Number 9. The buy now, pay later illusion. It sounds so harmless. Split it into 4 easy payments. Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm. It's the illusion of affordability. But here's what it really is. Debt with better marketing. These apps prey on your short-term emotions. You see something you want. Your brain says, I deserve this. And the app says, you can afford it. Technically, both are wrong. When you spread out payments, you're not managing money. You're stretching debt. Every app you use adds another mental tab in your brain. Suddenly your paycheck comes in, and half of it's already claimed by your 4 easy payments. Here's the kicker. These services sell your behavioral data to retailers. They know when you're most likely to buy, what time of day your willpower is lowest, and which colors make you click faster. It's not a payment plan. It's a psychology experiment with your wallet as the lab rat. And when you miss one payment, late fees, interest, penalties. Your zero-interest deal just turned into the same trap credit cards built their empire on. It's basically training young people to normalize debt from day one, making you comfortable with the idea that future you will handle it. But future you is tired, broke, and just wants peace. Buy now, pay later isn't a convenience. It's a lifestyle tax disguised as self-care. Number 8. The subscription creep. Every company wants a piece of your monthly budget now. Spotify, Netflix, YouTube Premium, ChatGPT Plus, Canva, cloud storage, gym memberships, even freaking deodorant brands are moving to subscription models. You don't notice it happening. That's the beauty of it. $5 here, $10 there. It's only the price of a coffee. But here's the math nobody talks about. The average Gen Z adult now pays for 17 different subscriptions and forgets about almost 4 of them. That's money draining silently every month for services you barely use. The scam isn't the product. It's the frictionless cancellation. Companies design their cancel buttons like escape rooms. One wrong click, and boom, your cancellation failed. Want to talk to customer support? Good luck. They only respond in 3 to 5 business eternities. Some even use a trick called dark UX design. That's when websites intentionally confuse you to keep you subscribed. The cancel button is gray on a gray background. The confirmation link goes to a feedback survey, and the survey takes you back to the homepage. It's not a bug, it's a business model. And because everything's only $9.09, your brain never triggers the pain of paying. It's death by microtransaction. When people talk about financial freedom, they imagine investing, saving, making money, but real freedom starts with plugging the leaks. Subscriptions are the modern quicksand, easy to step into, impossible to climb out of. Number 7. The side hustle exploitation game. You've seen the TikToks. Quit your job and make 10K a month freelancing, or start a business from your phone. But here's what they don't tell you. Most side hustles are just new forms of labor with no safety net. Apps like Uber, DoorDash, Fiverr, and Upwork promise freedom, flexibility, and being your own boss. In reality, you're an underpaid employee with no benefits, and a boss that's an algorithm. You pay for your own gas, maintenance, equipment, time, and stress. The platform takes a cut of every dollar, controls how much you earn, and can deactivate you at any moment with zero explanation. It's not freelancing, it's freeloading on you. The hustle narrative preys on ambition. It sells you empowerment while quietly transferring all the risk to you. You're not an entrepreneur. You're an outsourced liability. And here's the twisted part. Companies brag about this. They call it innovation. Investors love it, because they've figured out how to make millions without hiring a single full-time employee. Even worse, side hustle culture glorifies burnout. You feel guilty for resting. If you're not monetizing your hobbies, you're lazy. If you're not working at midnight, you're falling behind. That's not freedom. That's just capitalism with better branding. The real flex isn't having 10 side hustles, it's having one income stream you control. Number 6. The credit card rewards illusion. Cashback, points, miles, perks. It sounds like free money, but if credit card companies are handing you free flights, who's really paying for it? You are, just slowly. Rewards programs are engineered to make you feel like spending is saving. You buy more because you want the rewards. But those rewards are funded by the interest and late fees of millions who can't keep up. Banks know the psychology. Spending with a card feels painless. You don't feel the money leave your hand. That's why people spend up to 23% more with credit than with cash. And that 0% APR for 12 months offer? It's bait. The moment you slip even by one day, the full interest kicks in, retroactively. Credit card companies literally study your behavior to find the line between profitable and broke. They want you near that edge forever, not defaulting, but never debt-free either. They even build your rewards based on that balance. The more you spend, the more points you earn. But to redeem enough for that free flight, you'll probably have to spend thousands. Free? Not even close. It's legal addiction. Swiping dressed up as strategy. Here's a truth they'll never advertise. Credit cards don't reward discipline. They exploit it. Because the longer you stay responsible, the more comfortable you get, until you finally make one small exception. And that's when they win. Number 5. The financial freedom myth. Let's be honest. The internet turned financial freedom into a religion. Every ad, podcast, or motivational video screams the same mantra. Escape the 9-to-5, build passive income, become your own boss. Sounds great, right? But here's the ugly truth. Most people chasing financial freedom online are just trading one trap for another. See, freedom was never supposed to be a product, but that's exactly what it's become. It's now a lifestyle brand sold by people who figured out that hope is the most profitable thing to sell. They show you highlight reels, private jets, villas, crypto gains, dropshipping dashboards. But they never show you the part where 99% of people lose money trying to copy them. Because you can't sell reality. You can only sell dreams. And the cruelest part? The system knows exactly how to use your ambition against you. You're told to think bigger, take risks, and invest in yourself. But half the time, that investment goes straight into someone else's pocket. Financial freedom isn't about quitting your job tomorrow. It's about slowly building options through boring, consistent effort that doesn't look good on Instagram. But boring doesn't sell. Freedom does. That's why hustle influencers post more about mindset than actual math. Because inspiration is infinite, but financial literacy is finite and requires accountability. They sell you the feeling of control in a world designed to keep you distracted. And here's the punchline. Chasing financial freedom the way they teach it often leaves you with less freedom than when you started. Real freedom isn't about working from a beach. It's about being able to sleep at night without your money keeping you up. Number 4. The rent trap. Every generation dreams of owning a home. But for Gen Z and millennials, it's starting to feel like a fairy tale written by boomers. And it's not your fault, it's by design. Here's how the scam works. You work hard, save up, and look for an apartment. The rent seems high, but hey, maybe it's the market. Except the market is actually an algorithm. Big real estate firms use something called yield optimization software. Programs that automatically raise prices based on demand, income data, and how desperate people seem in a given area. So if 50 people apply for one apartment, the software learns that people will pay more and the next listing goes up. And guess what? All the major landlords use the same software. It's basically corporate collusion with a user interface. Completely legal. Then there's the other side of the coin. Build-to-rent neighborhoods, where corporations buy entire blocks of homes just to rent them out forever. You're not competing with other young buyers. You're competing with Wall Street. They call it creating rental opportunities. Translation, we bought your future house. Add in rising interest rates, stagnating wages, and a shortage of affordable housing, and you've got a perfect system, one that makes renting feel like the only option. But here's the punchline. You're not renting a home. You're renting time. Time that could have gone toward ownership, but now goes into feeding a machine designed to keep you just comfortable enough to stay. Owning something, anything, is now an act of rebellion. Number 3. The influencer economy scam. We live in the creator economy. Sounds empowering, right? But behind every viral post and brand deal, there's a system that profits way more than the creators ever will. Platforms say they help you monetize your passion. Translation, they'll let you earn pennies while they cash in on your attention. The real business model isn't creativity, it's addiction. Every app you use, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, even LinkedIn, is built to hijack your dopamine system. Every swipe, like, and share gives them more data to sell. They know how long you stare at a post, What kind of content keeps you up at 2 a.m.? Which faces make you stop scrolling? Which topics make you comment angrily? You're not the customer, you're the inventory. Creators themselves aren't immune either. The algorithm decides who wins and who disappears. One wrong topic, 1 week off, and your reach dies overnight, so you start making content for the algorithm, not for yourself. That's how the influencer economy traps you. It makes you believe your worth equals your engagement. And while everyone's chasing virality, platforms quietly rake in billions in ad revenue. Even worse, they use your content to sell more ads. Your face, your work, your words turned into clickbait fuel. It's genius, it's manipulative, and it's perfectly legal. But who's the ultimate irony? The influencer economy was supposed to set people free from corporate jobs, but it just replaced bosses with algorithms. Number 2, the work harder illusion. We've all been programmed with one idea since childhood. If you work hard, you'll succeed. But in the modern economy, that's not true anymore, at least not in the way you think. Hard work doesn't always equal wealth. It often just equals exhaustion. Because the system isn't designed to reward effort, it rewards leverage. Think about it. The people working the hardest physically, delivery drivers, construction workers, nurses, usually earn the least. Meanwhile, the people sitting in boardrooms pressing approve on spreadsheets make millions. That's not an accident, it's an architecture. The work harder myth keeps the machine running. It keeps you grinding, believing that one more hour, one more project, one more side hustle will finally set you free. But it never does because the rules aren't written for workers to win. Corporations love to romanticize burnout. They'll give you Employee of the Month for skipping lunch. They'll post inspirational quotes about grind culture while quietly cutting pay raises. And when you finally burn out, they'll just hire someone else and repeat the cycle. Here's the dark truth. If hard work alone built wealth, construction workers would own skyscrapers. Real success in today's world isn't about working harder, it's about working strategically, building skills that scale, creating leverage with time, not just sweat. Work smarter might sound cliché, but it's the only way out of the system that profits from your exhaustion. Number 1, the inflation excuse heist. You've heard the headlines, prices are up because of inflation. That's the story. But here's what they don't tell you. During the so-called inflation crisis, most major corporations didn't just raise prices to survive, they raised them to profit. They call it price adjustment. Economists call it greedflation. Here's how it works. A global event, a pandemic, war, or supply chain issue gives companies a perfect excuse to hike prices. People expect it so they don't question it. But once costs stabilize, prices stay high. Why? Because it worked. Companies blame inflation while quietly reporting record profits. In 2023, over 60% of price increases in the US came not from rising costs, but from rising margins. Meaning, companies just charged more because they could. It's the perfect legal scam. You pay more, they make more, and everyone shrugs like it's just the economy. And the wildest part? Even the government plays along, because higher prices mean higher tax revenue. So while you're cutting back on groceries and streaming services, billion-dollar CEOs are on earnings calls bragging about pricing power. Translation: we raised prices and nobody stopped us. Inflation isn't the enemy, it's the cover story. So how many of these legal money scams are draining your wallet and your future without you even realizing it? Financial freedom doesn't start with making more money. It starts with understanding where it's being stolen legally, right under your nose. The system isn't always evil, but it's designed to reward awareness, not ignorance. Once you see the game, you stop playing by their rules. Subscribe and comment which scam hit you hardest, and I will see you in the next one.